Hey. We have a special episode for you today. Well, perhaps you've heard, but there was some big news last week for anyone selling or even just using Microsoft products. So, first things first. Hello and welcome to the Megabyte for July 1st, 2021. I'm Brian Gavados, and today, I'm throwing it back to the live stream I hosted with fellow master trainer Kyle Van Son, which we did just 15 minutes after the major Windows announcement event. So apologies in advance for our nerd-tastic energy, but we just couldn't help ourselves. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. Did you see this announcement? Okay. Let's explain what's going on right now. We're a couple Microsoft master trainers. My name is Brian Gavados, and my name is
Kyle Van Son. Hi, hello.
And we are here to nerd out. Sorry, not nerd out. We're here to talk respectfully and professionally about what we just saw. It's so exciting.
Did you see Clippy?
Did you even see Clippy?
Did you see Clippy?
Clippy made an appearance.
Clippy was there.
Okay, we don't often get to talk about something that's going to legitimately impact billions of people, billions of individuals. That's really what struck me as we're watching.
Did you say billions of people?
I know you're awestruck by this number. Let's go behind the scenes to see how awestruck you are.
I'm struck with awe.
That's pretty awestruck.
By billions of people enjoying Windows and loving Windows.
Something that impacts so many billions of individuals. So let's talk about. So today, let's just walk through real quick. A recap of our favorite moments from the announced stream. What this means for customers, for Windows users today,
right now.
What does this mean if you're using Windows right now? What does this mean? What you just heard, and what does this mean for Windows devices today, and what to do now? Where do we go from here?
What are our next steps? Let's talk about our favorite moments from the announcement.
Okay, let's do this. So, I think leading with Windows being a place of familiarity is the biggest news. I mean, I shouldn't say the biggest news, but for a lot of users out there worried about, oh no, what's this new thing? Is this going to change fundamentally how I interact? It's important that familiarity was what we led with. If you're familiar with Windows 10, you're going to adore Windows 11. I think is my impression.
And it was framed in such a really beautiful way. I was very excited when I learned that Panos would be the host for this event and the wraparound for all these different experiences, because if you follow Surface announcements, Panos is right there because he's such an integral part of the Surface team. But for a major Windows announcement, I feel like he's a huge get just because he is able to connect with devices and tools and features and really drive deep into not just how it works and not just how easy or intuitive it might be, but what that actually means at a core emotional point for an individual. All those elements of his discussion about what it means to feel at home, whether that's actually your birthplace or the town you grew up in or someplace that just means a lot to you, that you've spent time in and you have a true emotional reaction to. And he was able to tie that into Windows, of all things.
It is home for so many of us.
We spend so much time in Windows and we don't think about it. And now it's getting this beautiful revitalization with Windows 11.
So revitalization, what I noticed profoundly was intuitive features that really help to remove the technology itself from the experience.
Yeah.
So much of it is just now thoughtful, smart recommendations. We're used to smart recommendations on our mobile devices now. We're used to that. But now we're seeing it in the actual desktop class OSs too.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the advancements that have come to Windows 10, and as you know, we have major feature updates to Windows 10 every spring and fall that add these new features, new elements, change things around, redesign things to be more intuitive or simple. It seems like a lot of them in the recent years have been preparing us for this moment, whether it's changes to the entire settings app to bring more of that old control panel in there, or the most recent one this spring, that news and interests fly out right next to your system tray icons. Obviously, a precursor to that pane of glass customizable widgets area that we're going to experience with Windows 11. I love the centered start menu, bringing it truly to the center and expanding as you add elements. But we also saw with Carmen the ability to have those elements grouped together, even when you have things snapped. And we'll talk about Snap. Oh boy, are we going to talk about Snap. Grouping those elements together under that Microsoft Edge icon, for instance, and it brings up those Snap elements.
So there was an overarching theme of bringing a sense of calm, which if we just take a beat.
We're not calm at the moment.
No, we're not. Have we ever experienced calm?
Personally, in our lives?
Yeah.
This could be the breakthrough for
Windows 11
either of us
help
to experience calm.
This is with these snap layouts, because multitasking, I think, is generally where that sense of overwhelming workload can come from. Too many things open at once, needing to accomplish so much.
I imagine a lot of people watching right now are familiar with Snap and how to get multiple things side by side, possibly even the keyboard shortcuts to quickly do 4 things side by side. But think about that level of knowledge you need to have to know that experience even exists.
Yes.
These advancements we're seeing to Snap are all about removing that knowledge level and letting you know this just exists. When you click that maximize icon, you can just choose the layout that's going to be right for you.
Okay, I think it's those smart ways that Snap is being used. I use that in that cloud terminology. You know, we see that the start menu is now cloud powered, and same with these Snap groups and things. Seeing that disconnecting monitors, disconnecting displays, and having all of your apps just exactly how you have them. I don't know if you do this like I do, but you sit down at your workstation, or even just for entertainment purposes, you sit down, you have your, maybe it's your Messenger apps over here, you have your video streaming apps here, you have your spreadsheet down here, you always have your Outlook and your email on this screen over here. Great. And then you detach your device, you go walk away, you come back, and you rearrange it all back how you had it. I saw so much in the demos about having that process, again, have that technology barrier removed from me and have it be done by itself.
Oh yeah, it's summertime. Summertime season is here. Summertime fun time, and we have a screen in our backyard and a projector out there, and I plug in a Surface device, and to not have to take those extra steps to drag a window or to remember, oh yeah, now we are extending desktops, and just being able to plug in and it's movie time out in the backyard. Just those extra steps remove that headache of, I got to get things set up. Everybody's waiting for the movie to start. It's a calmer experience.
It is. And you know what? You're talking about something very social there, watching movies, hanging out in your backyard. Let's talk about connecting with others. Because what?
I don't know if you know, Brian.
What?
I've been doing a lot of commercial training in the last few years.
What does that even mean? What are you talking about?
For our commercial customers.
I see.
And
okay.
Teams is a major player in the commercial space.
Sure.
I am so glad to see it coming to friends and family.
I just want to say you're talking as though it's like something you've done personally. You haven't developed this change for Windows 11, right?
I think maybe I might have had something to do with it.
Let's just focus on the feature itself.
Okay. Teams integration right there in your taskbar next to your start menu and next to search. Just being able to do that simple fly out and have continue a conversation with friends and family and jump into a call without having to. I think the biggest and most impressive thing Panos and company said in the entire event is this expected experience that the device doesn't matter. The person you are reaching out to with that Teams flyout, that connected chat and messages experience, can be using truly
a modern device of some kind.
Some kind of modern device, some connection to the internet or Wi-Fi or cellular, and you're just connected. And it's more important than ever.
Connecting with others in an integrated way so you don't have to worry, what app do they use? What messenger service do they use? Can I text them from my computer somehow?
When all of this started a year ago, I remember trying to get people together to do Jackbox parties. The Jackbox games that are available in Game Pass.
He invited me. I was too busy.
Yeah. What were you doing?
Learning about the next generation of Windows.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's important.
Thank you.
That's an important thing, to miss out on fun and connection. To try to teach everyone, I think we tried to do Discord and having people to install a brand new application just so we could hear each other while doing this game. If it's just there, if it's, to borrow an old Windows phrase or Microsoft phrase, if it's just built in and not bolted on, the experience just becomes second nature. And having communication be second nature is so important.
We have been doing this for a long time. Those old marketing taglines are in my mind as well. And when you say built in, not bolted on, it does, I think, dovetail neatly into what we saw during this live stream, which was widgets.
Yes.
Widgets now being a focal point, and it's a new way of interacting with widgets. It seems much more built in built into the operating system, to the experience, rather than dealing with a lot of third-party apps and plugins.
Yeah, I loved when we saw that it could not just be this flyout that appears over your work, which could be for folks who have problems focusing or other visual impairments a little distracting. Then you can take the widget experience and go completely full screen when you need to take that break from the Word document you've been pouring your heart and soul into, and you just need to catch up on local news, entertainment news, whatever it is you use to relax. And like we heard, so many people do that by picking up their phone.
Yes.
Because that's the simpler
you pick
way.
Up your phone, you stay up to date real quick, you check your notifications, and you put it down.
This is where the work
happens. I go back to work on my computer.
It can all just be right there.
Especially with things like snap layouts and things where you have those things already multitasking. You have your widgets ready to come up at a moment's notice. This changes. I know this is a cliche at this point, but talking about our work from home, learn from home environments, hybrid working and hybrid engagement. You're part-time at home, part-time. The home office has now become the de facto office. Okay, these are the features then that help you stay sane and stay calm while working with that. Yes. What's happening?
I'm seeing something in the chat.
Go on.
Xbox One 4K.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name. Says the next thing we wanted to talk about, and something that blew my mind wide open. Android app integration sounded interesting. It sure did. I think it sounded more than interesting. This new revitalized store is going to be, as we heard, it's the central place to get software and other experiences on your Windows 11.
Talking about the Microsoft Store.
The Microsoft Store.
Built into Windows, yeah.
And of course, the most secure way to get new software and other experiences on your device.
Yep.
But now we have true Android app integration in Windows 11. Tell me about, you've had an Android phone for a while. You've been using your phone in Windows 10. What's that experience like?
Okay. I'm telling you, I now spend more time. If I know I need to send a long text message, for example, because I've been using the Your Phone app built into Windows and I have an Android device, I go to my computer. I go to my Surface Pro 3 or my Surface Book 3. I go to my desktop. I go somewhere else because I want that full keyboard experience to type out that long message. And it's amazing how quickly I've made that shift of not wanting, or preferring using my phone on my PC. That's become a real part of my workflow. I don't like pulling my phone out of my pocket throughout the workday. It is genuinely distracting. The point of having a notification pop up and just being able to alt tab or just multitask to my phone's notifications is huge. And I'm only seeing this getting better with the announcement of Android apps being more inherently and intuitively integrated into Windows.
Right. It's not just limited to those core integrated parts of your phone experience of messages or photos. Let's transition. We're running quickly out of time.
There's so much. We were jotting down these notes throughout, and there's no way we're going to get through this.
It's not possible.
Okay, but keep going.
Okay. I was very excited to hear that updates. I mentioned earlier, Windows 10 receives those major feature updates in the spring and the fall. I assume those might continue as new things come for Windows 11. Sure. But even if we're just talking about regular Windows updates, Panos mentioned those will be 40% smaller and happen in the background.
That's really good news to more rural users.
And with more folks using their devices, not just for personal use, but for work, knowing that there's going to be no interruptions and truly no downtime because Windows needs to update is an element of peace of mind. It's bringing that calm that Windows 11 is promising.
Yes. And of course, we're hearing messaging about this being the most secure version of Windows yet, as we'd expect. And we saw some elements of that on display. We can't wait to dive in and find out more.
Windows Hello, even faster than ever.
Which is already magically fast.
Yeah.
I want to talk about touch.
You can talk. I'll let you talk for a bit.
Thank you. I love using my Windows 10 device for touch. I love the Surface family. We've been using Surfaces for a long time. You're putting your nose in my shot again. It's like it's a compulsion. You can't help it.
I have to be on camera. This face was made for camera.
We love using our devices for touch. We genuinely do. And this only gets better with some of these incredible enhancements that were called out in this stream. The bigger touch targets. Phenomenal how effortlessly that we saw the presenter touch, resize, re-coordinate the apps on the screen just with touch at full disconnection. Okay. People love their tablets. People love whatever ecosystem you're in. People love spending time on their tablets. So having things like bigger touch targets with stronger, bolder visual cues, gestures in the touch. Did you see the presenter again use full screen gestures as though they were using it on a trackpad.
Minimize everything. Everything you've learned through trackpad use throughout your entire computer life now makes sense on your screen
the full
as well.
Screen. In a way, we're thinking about the whole screen as that touchpad and making use of those intuitive gestures. Haptic feedback on the pen.
As a pen user, as someone who fell in love with Surface Pen almost immediately, and then the advancements generation after generation have just been better and better. I am truly excited by that. That made me freak out a little bit, being able to get that feedback. It feels like that organic experience we've always talked about. There's that pressure sensitivity and that resistance with a Surface Pen to make it feel like you're not rubbing plastic on glass, but pencil on paper.
Right.
And now to even feel that in the pen and know like you've done a deletion or you've made an edit. I'm truly looking forward to seeing how that feels in the moment.
New touch keyboard, which looked amazing with the swiping capabilities, of course, but it looks really like there's a floating keyboard that you could customize to how you like to use it.
Left-hand side, right-hand side, put it wherever you need.
Enhancement to dictation and voice control just seems so fluid. This is what a modern device. This is what the year's 2021. Okay, I'm sorry to shock you with that, but we need this amazing hardware like modern devices from OEMs or from first-party devices like these Surface devices are capable of so much. And that's what really gets me jazzed about what we saw, is that we saw these innovations that really, really take advantage of the hardware potential of these modern devices. I mean, let's just talk about things like, I don't know, auto HDR for amplifying your gaming experiences, for example.
I don't futz with any of those settings when I'm playing a game.
And you're a gamer.
I am a gamer, and I am not the smart gamer. I don't know about the graphics card. I trust the game to do the thing itself. I can trust Windows to handle that for me to truly get the best experience, to enhance those visuals, the lighting. We saw it in that comparison with Skyrim there, just how much more crisp and clear things looked with that auto HDR enabled. And it's truly all about taking that technology that we're seeing in the Series X console and bringing it to Windows 11 devices.
If you're out there using an Xbox Series X or Series S, you know about these enhancements to just how the device responds to you and how intuitively it works and how it enhances those settings and things and removes complexity from the complex. And we're seeing that now integrated into the new Windows 11. That is so exciting.
I'm still playing games that are 4 or 5 years old on my Series X. I'm still playing Overwatch and a bunch of others. So I don't expect huge graphical leaps when I move from Xbox One to Series X. But what blew me away is that the quickness, the blink and you'll miss it loading times.
Yeah.
And to hear that direct storage technology is also going to be available for gaming on Windows 11 devices is shocking.
Yes.
I need that downtime to go to the restroom or take a swig of water. There's no downtime now.
Listen,
you're in the game.
Listen, let's talk about what this means. We've had to necessarily skip through some stuff, and because there is just so much to cover, and we only
is that how much time left?
I know.
We didn't even get to all the gaming stuff. The best value in gaming of Game Pass Ultimate. The best value in gaming.
We're going to be back for more.
We're out of time.
So we're going to have more to talk about. But what does this mean for Windows 10 devices today? Okay, well, you heard this called out in the stream, but it's important to note that, yes, for example, if you're out there shopping for Windows 10 devices, most of the Windows 10 devices that are on the shelves are going to be compatible with Windows 11. But it's still important to make sure that that's true for the device you're considering. So, and that's important to consider for the device you're using already. So whether or not you're shopping for a new device or just wondering about your current one, it's important to make sure that what you have is compatible. And if not, what's out there that is compatible. And so if you're out there dealing with working with customers or helping them out, just remember to help build that momentum by building customer confidence for any of our users who are out there researching a device today, because we want to look for the messaging that indicates that this device is compatible and it has a free upgrade to the new Windows. We're going to see that kind of messaging a lot now.
Did you say free?
I said free.
You said free.
I said free.
Do you have a resource you can show real quick that'll walk us through sort of what to look for to make sure my current device or the device we're selling right now, powered by Windows 10, is ready to go with Windows 11?
You didn't think I'd be able to use this fancy technology to show a website?
I really thought I'd trip him up in that moment.
There it is. Go ahead and scroll for me using the power of your... There it is. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm just here on Microsoft.com/Windows, or you can go to, I think,
Windows.com will take you there. Yep. Yeah.
And so we're going to get a quick overlay, a high level view on what is new.
There's those beautiful snap layouts.
Those snap layouts.
Can't wait.
that dynamically adjust to the size and layout of your displays.
Maybe it's a
new
pulley
ways to
system.
connect with an integration for Microsoft Teams, okay? Your content curated by you with these widgets. Game Pass information, a PC for each of us, meaning we have the array from different providers, different brands that you know, love, and trust.
The largest hardware ecosystem on the planet.
With a voice like that, how could you not trust them? And then let's find the right PC for you, of course, by seeing which ones are eligible for the upgrade and how easy it is to transition to Windows 11. Stay up to date with what's new. To sign up right here to keep up to date on the latest updates on Windows 11. For those of you who are into tech specs, here are the minimum system requirements
for Windows 11.
Okay, this is just straight from Microsoft.com/Windows or Windows.com. You can find all this yourself. Great resource there that you can jump into whenever you like.
Hey, all my friends out there. The learning does not stop.
What?
I know you've learned so much from Brian and I.
Yeah.
More
Have
than
you
your
though?
brain can comprehend.
Please
But
say you have.
the learning does not stop here. Head to Expert Zone. Expert Zone, Microsoft's online learning platform, an awareness course all around Windows 11 will be available very soon, if not already. And there will be a full Windows accreditation course available for you in July. Make sure you're following Easy Encore on Twitch. You may be watching us right now on Twitch on that very channel, and the Expert Zone North America channel on YouTube for updates all around Windows 11 and more live streams.
Hey, let us know what you thought. Was this useful for you? My gosh, we just really appreciate your attention. This is a big deal for us. We don't get to do this stuff very often.
No.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here with us. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao. This has been the Microsoft Megabyte Podcast, a training tool for Microsoft field team members and sales professionals across the country, produced by Microsoft employees.